All right, ladies and gents, we're gonna do a live trading session. I am looking a little bit more bearish, but I want to fill this opening range gap and then look to see if we can get any. Well, hold on. Let me retract my statement there. I am bearish short term, but I'm bullish long term. Right now, the market opened up, and we're looking to move lower. Because again, if you look from a higher time frame perspective, on the higher time frame, we are just way too overextended inside of this range. If I draw you like your premium discount. um right there, we are way too overextended, and I would want to see us reach back to equilibrium. If not, this fair value gap on the 4 hour, which is or the 1 hour, which is an inversion, and then we have a small little buy and balance there, which I would want to see the market reach up into. Reason I did not short is because, again, this is only what, like 5 minutes, 3 minutes into market open, bro. Like, what entry model am I gonna see aside from this mech model maybe? But we have a 5 minute. What, again, really, what entry model can I enter off of? Maybe this change in state right here. But then eventually I retracted it. I was like, you know what, I don't want to look for shorts because, again, this is just so bullish. I would rather see the retracement and then eventually catch a reversal off of that. Or I'd rather just see the retracement form and then we push up and start, after we're done retracing, move in my direction. I think we move lower for a little bit, and then again we just retrace and then we come back down. So I'm just waiting for that, honestly. I'm watching everything, honestly. I'm watching my quant section, opening range gap getting filled, majority of it, and then seeing if we can hit like either the Gex level here, call wall. I know we had a little bit of 732s being hit earlier, or 733s. 735 is like the real big one right now. And then, as you can see that there, go to market structure. Yeah, it just doesn't look. I feel like we just need live chart here, as you can see. 732 delayed. You gotta have data, AI insights to see what the AI tells us. I think we get longs though. I won't lie. I think we just do get longs. Trading between walls, leaning towards call wall. Dealers capping 735, defending 730 below. Based on current positioning, dealers are defending 730 on the downside and capping 735 on the upside. The gamma flip sits at 697. So 697 all the way down freaking here, bro. 697. That's where we're going to negative gamma. Use Gex and Dex levels to guide your trading for AI analysis. Let's go look for some Dex levels. Dex levels, QQQ. 724s are pretty hot right now, I won't lie. And then 723s. Yeah, 724s, 723s are like the sweet spot. I mean, truly honest. So maybe we want to come back down here to the original put wall, maybe. All right, we filled it up all the way. See if the opening range cap holds. I mean, we can reach all the way down here past this too, the 730s. I don't know if we want to reach that far though. Down there, all the way back to like where yesterday's, where's Thursday's open? Thursday's opens all the way down here, bro. Are we gonna reach that far? I don't know. If we do, I'd rather see a retracement than a push down lower. Again, kind of the same thing. If we do push down lower and further, I would rather see a smart retracement and then have continuation and momentum lower. I don't know why I went on the monthly. So on the 4 hour, we swept this high. Having a canter range high sweep. Straight buy side. resting down here. Just straight relative equal lows. You can see that there. We have some low resistance here also built up, so maybe the market wants to target that. But we did have these relative equal lows. Yeah, and just market is of course moving down lower. But do we want to see continuation sequence? If we want to move lower, it's kind of my main thing. Continuation sequence is just like a retracement. Then you have like strong distribution lower again, continuation. But the main thing I'm looking at is like this 30-minute, the range. Do we continue, or the 1 hour range? Do we continue and break past this right here, the equilibrium? I swear I had quadrants. I think I have it on here. I swear I had quadrants. So yeah, I have quadrants over here. I just need to fix it over here. At least have the, 0.75 and then the 0.25. Let's put these gray. Get this color here, the 5. All right, so we're still in the upper quadrant. Almost reached down to the lower part. It does look a little bit more bearish, especially on ES, since we are pushing down lower. We do have SMT at the lows. Those relative equal lows that we have. Or no. I think we do actually. We don't have a previous day low, so I should know. It's like an overnight. We're like sweeping ES is like key London low. So do we see a continuation sequence though? See a reversal here. This kind of looks nice. The VIX is pushing up higher though. Kind of want to see it move lower. I just don't think we have enough momentum to continue up right now. Looks a little bit more bearish. Kind of what I'm seeing here. Usually I like waiting for the first candle to close. On the 15. It's kind of my main thing here. Kind of want to wait like the first 15. We did have a EVP sequence forming here. We do have a 5-minute CB holding. And then on the 1 minute, we have a 1-minute small inversion for rally gap forming. So the sequence does not look bad. I would ideally put risk here on the table. We just need to see a little bit more strong momentum here. And again, this little fair value gap is kind of small. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a little bit uncertain if I want to trade that. Then we have the 5-minute being traded through again here. Again, I am a little bit more bullish than bearish now. Just for today, but I just don't feel like we don't have no 4-hour confluence. That's the thing. Same thing with the daily. Way too overextended. Trading back into like this premium range. I'm just gonna wait for this 5 minutes, see what happens. On the 1 minute, we look a little bit. If we close above here, we're gonna look a little bit more bullish. But the charts, everything is saying bearish. I'm not gonna lie. I have to wait and see. I'm not taking anything yet. Waiting for the closure and a little bit more time into the market. I feel like it's kind of early. It's barely 9:42. VIX is moving up. NQ is moving up. ES is pushing up higher now. Looks uncertain. We're slowly pushing up though. Volume is bullish. Volume says it's bullish. Oh yeah. Wait and see now. Ideally, if I do enter here, what would be the stop loss placement right here? Around a 30-point stop, targeting a 1 to 1.5 R. Should be around, suppose we enter all the way up here, 40-point stop, 50K account, micro, 40 points, around 6 contracts. To wait for the closure. I might enter here after this 1 minute. No, I'm just gonna wait. I'm just gonna wait. I just don't want to see it breach this high before we enter. I feel like that's kind of like a no-go. But yeah, it's kind of what looks like what's gonna happen. Or maybe not. If I wanted to get a better entry, I could wait for the retracement and then a lower time frame inversion to form after we, retrace, and then we form an inversion and show continuation sequence to target these highs, the AM session highs. But maybe sometimes you don't get that. So that's kind of why a lot of people just enter off of the IFVG close. And we're also having a change in the state. So just gonna enter off of this next couple of seconds. I might have a re-entry though if we do retrace. Risk a little bit more. All right, so here's my order. Around 6 contracts, 0.2, and then 0.28 right here. We have a change in state. We can use standard deviation since, again, we did have that manipulation lag. This would be the ideal target, but we're just going to target what we can get. Let's see, I want to see us break that call wall. And then once we break that call wall, start to see strong distribution and continuation sequence there. I'm going to trail the stop loss placement to like right here. Like that. Yeah. Ideally, I would want to go break even once we breach the high, so that's kind of what I'm watching. So now we're just gonna chill. Let's see. And then maybe we can get that retracement. We can get another re-entry. And I'll probably enter with like 2 more contracts, and that'll be it for me. So let's see. So see if we can hold. So we did mitigate risk. So I'm fine if we do lose. I honestly will accept the loss because again, the market is showing a little bit more of a bearish signature there with strong close, such strong volume. I mean, to the downside here, it doesn't look like a good sign after, especially reaching the high and then disrespecting all those buy center balances there. Looks like it's probably gonna disrespect the 5-minute too. Because again, we are forming SMT with ES, so I can't see the market move down lower, and I'm just probably gonna walk away after I take this out. I do take it out, and then VIX is pushing up higher. Today just seems really uncertain. In terms of like my quant data telling me, or just showing like bearish statistics, and then the market is just pushing up higher, showing signs of like, especially with ICT, showing signs of like continuation. So it is more of a tricky day. Delta's telling me we're bullish though, and then just VIX is moving up. Cumulative tick is bearish. The forward is bullish. Ad is bullish. We're still above the zeros, so some confluences are bullish. I'm just waiting for the other ones to get into that bullish state, but it's just they're showing bearish signatures, so like they're contradicting themselves. But the gamma is telling us bullish. Filled the opening range gap. So I'm just trying to combine them, and then SMT with ES. But The SMT is kind of like both sides now. So just waiting. Ideally, again, break even above that high. Honestly, that kind of would be like a lifesaver right now, especially with how much the market is just like it's moving. So just waiting and seeing. Ideally, sometimes I go break even at one arm. But I might go break even at that high. So this would usually be my ideal break even. But today we're just gonna go right here like that. I feel like I never get it on point every time I do this. Like they need to make it like more. Can you change the lining? Like I want to change these lines to like where they're not like dots, but they're like a straight vertical line. I don't know if they have that. They don't, right? Yeah, I don't think they have it. I don't want to go there. Yeah, they don't got it. Cause like I feel like it's just like the dots, they throw off my momentum a little bit. I won't lie to you. Yeah, look how much. Look at that, bro. This is horrible. It's horrid. This is horrid. Especially after breaking above these highs, you would want to see a continuation sequence with these bearish confluences, not really holding and getting inverse and then having a continuation sequence up. But yeah, if we don't get that, that's fine. Honestly, main reason why is because again we're on the daily time frame. We are kind of overextended. Let me take these off. Daily time frame, we're kind of overextended. It doesn't look as high probability. I mean, truly honest, from a daily perspective. 4-hour confluence, we don't really have one. We're kind of just trading with whatever on the 4-hour. So really, it's just the higher time frame confluences aren't really there. So we can continue to be a little bit more bearish and reach further back down into like discount of the higher time frame range and like the volume profile. Which ideally would make this trade invalid. If we do continue lower and breach the stop loss, which ideally could happen if we don't hold this IFVG, and we're having a change in the state here. So if we close below in the next 16 seconds, there's I would suggest more of like a 40% chance we hit my stop loss, and then if we hold this 5-minute and we don't close there, then we have like a 60% chance of not reaching the stop loss. But now look, we have an IFVG here on the 1-minute. If we disrespect this, inverse it, I won't lie, I might enter a little bit more and then eventually move my stop loss to this low if we don't breach it. Or if we do breach it and then we push up and reverse, I'll move the stop loss there and then eventually, enter off the IFVG, the 1-minute one. And then eventually we'll mitigate risk. We'll be able to target more and then we'll be able to get out of the trade. Oh my gosh, look at that volume. That volume is bullish. That is strong bullish. I don't know if I want to enter now. Because again, I don't know if I would want to enter the market now after that. That looked really strong. That came in quick too, bro. It looked like news. I don't even think we got news, right? I don't even think we have news, bro. I didn't even do that. Yeah, we don't even got any news, bro. I don't know what happened there. I'm not trying to get mitigated or manipulated or even just like have a bad feel on my slips. That's kind of what happened the other day on Wednesday, bro. Ideally, we reach the highs and then we push down lower, bro. Come on. We sweep this and we sweep this one more time and then we can start moving down lower and then I'm probably break even already. So I would rather see that. We did inverse that 1-minute too. You would want to see strong momentum here and then eventually reaching the call wall. That's kind of another area you would want to see us reach back up into. The market is so slow right now, but not after that. After that was kind of quick, but just right now overall in general movement, the range is like building up slowly. So look at this real quick right there. We're at 0.25. You would want to see this upper quadrant being held here, and then breaking the range. YM is pushing up higher. I don't get why ES is like failing to continue higher. Same thing with NQ. I just don't understand. Maybe it's because they're discorrelated right now that YM is pushing up higher. NQ should be moving down lower. Usually it's sometimes it's like that. but then ES is like should be pushing up higher, and then NQ should follow up with ES. So it's just, and then Delta's bullish right now. We're breaking above the highs. Maybe that's the divergence I get for being bullish. Got to just wait and see. I feel like I'm just in my head too much. I have to like accept the thesis of the trade idea that I had. So I'm gonna just walk away for a little bit. Go use the restroom. Turn my light on. As soon as I come back, bro, we start moving down lower. Get this off real quick. I feel like we're kind of sweeping both areas. um, kind of, not kind of. We are. We don't want to talk about kind of. We are sweeping both areas. Bro, either I just want to get stopped out, bro, or just stop me out. Either take my high, take the high, bro, or just get me out of this trade, bro. Please, one of the two. I'm tired of being in this trade already, bro. You know, just like tired, bro. Stop me out. Let me go on with my day. You know, or go reach the break even point. Like, let me do something. Let me do something, bro. Cause like, just like being in this trade already is just like it's mentally draining, bro. Cause I know like I'm gonna lose. Like I have the idea that I'm losing. I'm gonna lose. But then the trade is like slowly confirming my bias. And it's just like, bro, my brain is melting. Just get me out. That's kind of like, you know, like prove me wrong already. It's kind of the idea here is just like prove me wrong, bro. Just like prove me wrong. And I'll gladly walk away, bro. That's one of the biggest things I'm learning. Um, it's just like being comfortable with taking a loss, walking away, understanding that the market is not always going to favor your trades. You're not always going to be able to win, even if you have a high win rate strategy. You're going to lose sometimes. You may not face losing streaks, but you're going to lose. Sometimes, and how you deal with those losses is really important. That's another thing too. Like I felt like I just wasn't really doing as well. Like if I have a high win rate strategy, whenever I lose, I feel like the strategy just stops working. But it's not the case, Like it's gonna continue to work if you continue to follow it. Um, but then eventually I start setting more rules. I started setting more regulations. Like I can't do this, I can't do that, and then I can't do this and I can't do that because I'm just trying to avoid a loss. When in reality, it's like it's part of the game, bro. You're gonna lose. You're not always gonna win. But if you're winning more than you're losing, then you're gonna make money in the market. So you have to just come to the realization that losses are part of the game, and then wins are part of the game. But you just can't care. You have to just follow the system and not really care about the outcome. So it's kind of just a little bit of an idea, a thought that I've been having. Not even a thought, just like a thesis. I need to fix the way I speak, bro. I feel like I don't speak with enough clarity. And I just like rush. There we go. Thank you. I'm down 682. Thank the Lord, bro. Got me out. I'm out, bro. We'll watch, see what happens. I'm glad I got out, bro. I'm so happy. I really am happy, bro. Now I want to see, does this IFVG hold? Does it get disrespected? Do we reach the lows? Do we continue and confirm my bias of, continuing to be bearish? It's kind of the main thing. We are in the lower quadrant of the range here, of our daily range that we have formed for RTH. So we have to wait and see. I just hate how the market had such strong momentum up here. I thought, at least we, reached the buy side objective, and then we continue, uh, and then we push down lower after this, But once the market started to show rejection, pushed up, came down, we were tracing back into the 5-minute. It just didn't look like a high probability setup anymore, if I'm being truly honest. Maybe we do form an inversion, we continue up higher here. Maybe I should have, would have, could have, like that shit's always like that, bro. But you have to accept it. You always think like, oh, maybe I could have, maybe should have, maybe I, like stop like thinking like that. You know what happened? You lost. You accepted it. You move on, bro. You know why you lost. You know that you were overextended in this range. Ideally, the most ideal setup would be the market pushes down, sweeps all this, reaches into this 4-hour PDRA, and then we push up higher. Because if you look at like the higher time frame perspective, like higher time frame always gives you more clarity. From a higher time frame perspective, where would the market or the institutions really would want to be trading? They would not want to be trading here. They would rather see the market push down lower, buy all this. So they're gonna push it slowly, but buy all this right here. All this is unfilled. They would rather buy that and then continue and have momentum to the higher time frames, buy set objectives. So it's already 10 a.m. I did tell myself at 10 a.m. I'm gonna be done trading. So I'm gonna stick around like for a couple more minutes and I'm gone. But now the accounts are like they're up 400. We're only up 400 this week, and then yeah. So yeah, that's kind of another thing too. Like I'm realizing is not every day is a trading day. Today shouldn't have really been a trading day, but I'll take it because again, it's data. I'm collecting data. I'm gonna use it to my advantage to become a better trader. That's the main thesis. Like show up every single day. Take the trades, lose, filter out why you lost, and then eventually don't repeat the same mistakes. And then, just use that to your advantage, continue to get better as a trader, and then filter out the low quality setups from the high quality. Even if that lowers your trade frequency, even if that, lowers your risk to reward but increases your win rate. Again, the prop firm math, if you've seen my vlog, the prop firm math. You know that, if you want to be more successful in these prop firms and milk in these prop firms, you have to have a high win rate with a decent risk to reward. Because again, that's the whole premise. Like if you want to survive, you have to have that. You can't just like be like losing every single time and then trying to win, but it's not gonna work out, bro. It's not gonna win. It's like if you try to like you lose, then you have a big win. You lose, then you have a big win. It's not gonna work out on these prop firms. Of course it can, but it's just not ideal in terms of like 2 days to pass, bro. And then 5 days to pay out. 7 days in total, which is like 2 trading weeks. Ideally, you have a high win rate and your trade frequency isn't as high. Ideally, you can pass in 2 weeks. You can pass, boom, boom, and then eventually you can get your payout after that. So yeah. And then eventually you can continue doing that. But if you have like a high, frequency, but then a low win rate and then a high risk reward, it's going to be very hard to maintain the account if you increase your risk. But if you decrease your risk and you continue to follow your strategy and you do all that, it can work out. But it's just not like ideal if you have like a 50% win rate or like a 40% win rate with a 1 to 2. Like you're barely scratching the surface. And if you just lower your win rate, I mean, if you lower your risk reward and you increase your win rate, it's more ideal. You have a more likelihood of reaching success. I think this is a fake move. I don't think we push up higher here. Maybe we're maybe I'm wrong. I think this is all this consolidation is accumulation to push down lower. That's my thesis. I don't know when, but maybe during like the next session macro at 10:50, but maybe lunch. I don't know. Maybe closing. I don't know, but I don't think we're pushing up higher here. I think it's a false move. I don't know why I entered. Because again, everything was telling me, not everything, but like majority of the analysis was like, hey, we're gonna be bearish. Or hey, it looks bearish. Why am I taking longs? Why am I like in the middle? You know, like, oh, I can see it moving up, but then I can't, you know, like if I'm uncertain and it's not with full clarity, why am I taking this trade? I don't have to take the trade. I don't have to take every single setup that I see. I don't have to trade every single day. I can filter out what days I would want to trade just based off of this, the confluences, but then also just like based on clarity. Like, hey, this looks clear. I like this. Hey, this doesn't look clear. It's kind of like contradicting itself. I don't like it. Or I'm just uncertain. Maybe I don't have this confluence. Maybe we're overextended. This and that. But I think I'm gonna end this vlog here. 10:05. Just gonna call it a day. Take my L. Say peace.